Welcome to this Voices for the Lake tutorial on capturing your story. My name is Ned Castle. I'm a photographer from Burlington, Vermont, and today I'm going to be showing you some images from a recent photo shoot that I did for my contribution to the Voices for the Lake project. I have a friend, Barry, who's a recreational sailor, and he invited me to go out for a sail on his boat, and so I decided to bring my camera. So you can see here I'm arriving at the shore, and Barry's already on his way out to the boat. I took a couple shots just to give the boat in context of its environment by the shoreline here, and then I start making my way out to the boat, taking several photos along the way just to sort of make sure I'm capturing the boat from different distances, marking my movement. And when I get to the boat, Barry is bailing, and one of the first things I did is sort of explain to him, as the photographer, I'm going to be behind the camera most of the time, and that our interaction is going to be a little bit different than a situation where I'm not holding a camera. And I would suggest doing that, sort of setting right from the beginning the expectation that you are going to be behind the camera and that that's going to be your primary focus. If somebody needs help with something, all you need to do is say it and you put the camera down, and that's what I told Barry. And so going forward, he knows that I'm going to be jumping around, taking lots of photos, and he's not taken aback at that behavior. So you can see here, Barry's just getting things ready, and I'm trying to capture that action from all different angles. One of the things you'll find is it's hard to tell what photos are going to be useful to you in the end. I mean, sometimes you take a photo and immediately know it's a great photo, but also there's going to be lots of other photos that you might not know how it's going to be used, but they end up being useful. So you see, getting around and taking lots of photos from different angles, different perspectives, trying to capture all the action that's going on. Now here's this instance where there was a repetitive motion going on. Barry was cranking this line, and I wanted to capture both the movement of the crank, but also trying to get him in a good action shot. See, this is a great action shot. His arm is fully extended, where some of the other ones are a little bit more awkward. And so taking several photos in a situation like that will allow you to sort of capture that one best photo. And as we were preparing, we noticed that something was broken, and so Barry had to settle down and figure out a way to fix it, which gave me an opportunity to work around him, finding different perspectives to shoot, different angles, coming around to the other side, doing some close-ups, and even coming 180, shooting back into the sun for a slightly different look. Additionally, when he was hauling up the jib, I went down in the cabin and shot out of the cabin. One of the things you find, getting creative perspectives in any different environment that you're in is essential. And on a small sailboat, there aren't a lot of options, but you have to be creative. And so this is what I'm trying to do in this moment here. Now we're unhooking, getting ready to get under sail here. And now we're under sail. And again, sailing is not the most action-packed activity, and so Barry is somewhat stationary while he's sailing, and so again I'm moving around trying to find the right angles, getting a photo of the sail, looking at the balance between the sky and the water so it doesn't feel like he's just in a big bathtub. I think we're hitting it better here. And then moving in closer, taking some portraits of Barry. Another thing you'll find, if you're speaking with someone, oftentimes they'll have sort of a funny speaking voice. Excuse me, not speaking voice, but speaking face. And so here you'll see I was having a conversation with Barry, but I also wanted to get the shot from this angle. So I took several, waiting for the one where Barry's mouth isn't moving. He looks more natural. And I finally sort of arrive at it here. And then as we came about, I took a couple more portraits with a slightly different light on Barry. And before you know it, it's time to come in. Barry's turning on the engine to motor in. And then again here you see an instance where I'm trying to capture some action by taking a set of photos of Barry as he takes the sail down, allowing us to show some motion in still photos. See, the light here is much warmer. We're getting into the evening time. And the difference between shooting with the sun to your back and the sun in front of you. Then I jumped in the water because I wanted to catch some photos of of Barry descending and moving in. And this again is a great example of the sort of difference in shooting perspective. These two photos I'm about to show you were taken moments apart, but see, the mood is very different. Shooting away from the sun versus shooting into it. The tone, the exposure is slightly different and gives a different feel. So that was my boating adventure with Barry. We had a great time. I hope you were able to learn something from this tutorial. There'll be others that I do to describe how to select an individual photo or several photos to put into your actual story, and you can find those at the Voices for the Lake website. Thank you.